If you want to get the top odds every time, bet with TopSport's Same Game Multi. TopSport. Feel the excitement.
Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to another edition of the Same Game Multi Podcast. Thank you once again for joining us, and happy Origin Day, boys. Wednesday as we record, and rocking the blue. I love to see it. How's your day been? Looking forward to the game tonight?
Yeah, pumped. Hungry. This is like Christmas. I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fantastic. Going to get the kids to bed nice and early tonight, and might have to crack open a cold one. And
Just one?
Just one at a time.
Well, three Blue supporters here, but we thought we better even the ledger a little bit, and we're going to bring in our man north of the border. That is Tristan Merlehan, the CEO of TopSport. Very proud and passionate Queenslander up there. How are you, mate? You feeling confident about the game?
Yeah, very good, boys. Been looking forward to the game. So I think by the time most people hear this tomorrow, you guys will be a bit disappointed with the outcome. So, we'll see. No, it's going to be a tight game. I'm looking forward to it. And these other odds are always very hard to beat at home, but the teams are very evenly matched.
Just quickly, mate, we won't touch too much on it. As you said, it'll be all done and dusted. But are the punters favouring the unders still? Very tight contest, typically, the game one.
Yeah, there has been a little bit of a push for the unders. It's into $1.85 as we speak, about 3 hours before the game kicks off. So there will be a little bit of a move, I'd suggest, over the next little bit. But at the moment, yeah, punters still on the unders wavelength.
Fantastic. All right, let's jump into our TopSport Top That Moment of the Round, boys. I think you won last week, Bird, I believe, so you can kick us off once again.
Of course I won. I actually don't have a TopSport Top That Moment.
Oh,
Forfeit.
I do. No, well, I have one that right, I'll give you one that I had that was a couple of weeks ago, right, that I actually meant to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. And it was actually TopSport. I had a multi where I had two anytime try scorers in there. One of the anytime try scorers was early scratching before the game, and rather than just voiding the bet and refunding, kept it going, and I got the chockies. So that one try scorer that I did have left got the bickies. So there you go. That's one from 2 weeks ago, and it's TopSport.
Okay, he's playing this one. I don't think we even bother, Ches.
Nah, we don't need to worry about the other two now. I think that's
Christ.
that moment of the season.
But that is something you guys do, Tristo, there with TopSport, with the Maldives.
Yeah, we do. It is a little unique feature that we have, and I think it's because we are probably one of the only ones out there that do calculate our own same game multi odds, so we are able to determine what the other legs are if someone is out of the game. So yeah, I think it's fair. I think there'd be nothing more frustrating for a customer if they have 5 legs successful and then someone doesn't play in a game and you just get your money back. So it worked out well, and I'm glad it worked out for you there on the couple of weeks back.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to just exclude that from here, and Ches and I'll hit you up with a proper one. I'll let you go first, Ches.
Mate, I'm not quite much of a brown noser as Birdo, but I'm smart enough. I've learned from experience to stay away from Titans games. Mate, mine would be Kick-Out this week. From the weekend, he was playing like a hitman. He was after everyone. But that little dual slide he done when he didn't have the ball for the try, mate. That was really good. He's been playing out of his skin too. So, no, that was my moment there.
Very good. Mine comes from the Manly game, and it was Marcelo Montoya's attempted shot on Olakau'atu. Knocked himself out. Big Olakau'atu played a hell of a game, similar to Kick-Out as well. But just the size and the strength of Olakau'atu just withstand that, barrage from the side and end up knocking himself out and having a HIA himself. So that's probably what I'd end up doing if I tried to tackle anyone, I reckon. So
I've got the bet here. It's actually West Tigers to win head-to-head. Ken Mamalo, anytime try scorer. Josh Adokar, anytime try scorer. Points under 36.5. That was the one where Josh Adokar was ruled out with COVID. So, bang. Instead of just avoiding it, Tristo, mate. Look at him. How good are you?
What a suck-up.
It must have been a long time ago if you got Tigers to win in there and it was successful because they haven't won a game for a week.
He's been holding on that for weeks.
I've had to do some scrolling to find it.
No, well, there's a couple of good options there. Obviously, the default winner is the TopSport app. But away from that, I don't know if you guys know even though we are very heavily aligned with the TopSport Titans, my prior team was the Panthers. So anytime there's a bit of Panthers, it's always a bit of a tick. And on the flip side, the bloke you mentioned, I'm going to try to pronounce his name from Manly. He's a very, very good player, but that was an absolute bloodbath for us that game. So every time someone brings up any mention of the Manly Warriors game, I start to get a little bit anxious. So I'm certainly not going to give that as the top that moment of the week. I thought Kikau was brilliant. I think he's been playing well for a number of weeks, and I think the Bulldogs could desperately use him when he's going there next year. But I really enjoyed that swan dive at the end as well. I thought that summed up the way the Panthers have been playing their footy in recent times. Just a lot of fun, and then it's flown through to the results. So that's my top that moment of the week.
Cheers, mate. See, the teacher's pet doesn't always get the results.
That's all right, mate. I was the default winner, brother. So
The ironic thing is the try actually got taken off Tago as well. So kind of made it even more funny, I reckon. So fantastic. I'm going to get a victory next week, boys. I can feel it coming on. It's going to be Queensland based. Just get in nice and early with that as well. Maroon. Let's hit a couple of this week's games, mates. And first up, I want to hit a couple on the Saturday night. There's a few big games. First up, we've got the Roosters up against Melbourne. Bit hard, I suppose, for you guys to frame a market with a few of the Origin players. You probably don't know if they're going to back up or not. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's very difficult this time of the year. Well, tonight in particular, knowing what prices to throw up about those games. The good thing is that they have certainly changed how things work post-Origin, so you get a little bit more clarity as to who's playing and who's not. But right now, doing this on a Wednesday is very difficult. So, particularly with those two gun sides, the Roosters probably a little bit less affected compared to other years. Only the two players in there, and I'd be pretty confident Teddy's going to back up, knowing how passionate he is. And I think they desperately need a win here against the Storm, and maybe fancy their chances with a few of the Storm players missing. So, we've probably got the Roosters a little bit shorter with the expectation that there are going to be a few Melbourne players that don't back up. So it's $2.70 the Chooks, $1.47 the Storm, and 5.5 the line. So if all the Melbourne players do back up, that line will probably go out to around about 8.5, 9. We're working on the assumption that at least a couple of those players won't play.
Yeah, I kind of tend to feel the same too, you know. Especially Melbourne being in the bit better position, boys. They probably got the luxury of being able to rest a few if they need to.
Yeah, like what Tristan said there, it's just hard to tell at this stage until after tonight's game's finished, obviously. But I think at Roosters at $2.70, mate, they're going to have to earn every single cent of that money. They're definitely going to be up for a big challenge. But you never know. You never know. Especially weeks like this, there's always sort of a few outside chances with those rested players. So time will tell.
Next game, mate, Broncos up against the Raiders, and this could potentially be the game of the round, the way these two teams have been playing. Broncos obviously have a few players playing in Origin, as do the Raiders, two of their best. How do you see this one playing out, and where's the money heading?
Yeah, well, this game, I hope it's a good game, because I'm actually heading out there on the back end of a Bucks party on Saturday night.
Look out.
So we'll see how much of the game I can remember, but it's it's a little bit short in my opinion. The Broncos, it's $1.45 Brisbane, $2.75 Canberra, and the line's a flat 6. I think Canberra's going as well as virtually anyone in the comp. They've had some tough assignments, and they've beaten a lot of teams on their merits in the last month. Brisbane's going really, really well as well, but they've got a few players early days in their Origin careers that whether they can back up and come back, I'm not convinced about that. So I think Canberra at the $2.75 and the 6 flat represent a really, really good bet on Saturday night there out at Suncorp.
Adam Reynolds going to play, mate?
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will, and he's been so crucial for that side, and I'm sure he'll lead the side around well. And that's why they're so short. That's why the market's got them in at $1.45 and has moved in that direction. But I can't imagine he's absolutely 110% fit right at the moment. So I just think there's an opportunity there for Raiders backers to maybe secure a little bit of value, particularly if a couple of those Broncos don't back up.
Yeah, I see they got Ezra Mam in there too. Tyson Gamble's been pushed out of the side. I thought Tyson Gamble's been pretty solid, but I'm not the coach, so not up to me.
No, I agree.
I thought that was a bit of a just seems a bit of a strange player change there, but don't know. What do you boys reckon?
Yeah, I think he's been playing all right. But
I think Ezra, what I've seen of Ezra Mam has been fairly convincing, actually, to be honest. That's just my point of view. But Tristo, last game, mate, Sharks Warriors, mate. Where's the money going there? Moreton Daily Stadium, so that's a Warriors home game technically, mate. Where's the money?
Yeah, well, we remember when these two sides faced off about a month or so ago, the Warriors couldn't beat the Sharks with 11 and 12 players on the pitch. So whether they can do it against a full strength Shark side, I'm not sure, and the market certainly doesn't think so. It's $1.19 Cronulla, $4.75 the Warriors, and the line's 14.5. So certainly one-way traffic at the moment for the Sharkies, and we'll just have to see where that line ends up. But I'm tipping on the back of, a bit. It just depends if the Warriors can stand up and show a little bit, obviously, with Nathan Brown no longer there.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a stat going around about teams that sack the coach mid-season. It's generally not that first game straight after. It's the second week where they tend to stand up and get the victory. I think it's like 70%, something like that. So I think that Cronulla are going to be blood in the water here, to be honest, boys. And this is my multi going a bit further in the show, and it'll reflect that with my multi. I can tell you, I think there'll be plenty of points for the Sharks on offer here.
Yeah, I think there'll be massive points in it, to be honest. Having said that, Reece Walsh gave the boys a good old revving last week too. So, but as you said, with no Nathan Brown there at the helm, Stacey Jones taking over, who is nothing shy of a massive club legend, and he's up there with one of the best Hall of Famers, etc. for the NRL in general. But I think they're in a bit of trouble. But as you said, it might just take them a couple of weeks to get their head around what's going on and work from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer, Tristo, but I think Stacey Jones will definitely improve that side. I'll touch on that a bit later, boys, but I think this is just a one-way street for the Sharks. This round, I can see him put on a big show here with probably a 24-point margin or something.
Yeah, right. Mate, have you got a little bet for us for the Origin before we let you go? Between you and us.
Yeah, well, I'm very keen to be on the Queensland side of the fence, so I'm very happy to take on you boys, and I don't know how you guys want to determine it, but yes, I'm very confident about my Maroons here.
So your Bucks night Saturday. What about a Blues jersey for the Bucks night? not that confident.
Not that. We're going to the races beforehand, so it's Stradbroke Day in a Blues jersey. Ooh. I might not make the footy. I don't know. So no, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm certainly open to plenty of offers.
All right. How about a picture in a Blues jersey posted on your website for if the Blues win, and we'll open the show next week singing the Queensland Yippee-I-O song if Queensland get up.
All right, that sounds like
sounds
a deal.
fair.
I'm happy to. I'll send a picture through if the Blues get a result. I don't know. There's just no one seems to sell Blues jerseys, Kenny. They're not very popular.
They're sold out, mate. That's why.
We'll locate one day for sure, and I'll get a picture through if that happens.
Fantastic. Thanks, mate. We appreciate you joining us. All the best. Enjoy the Origin, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Tristan.
Next week.
See you, buddy. Bye. Good value, Tristan. I love him. He's a great sponsor of the show and just a great bloke in general.
Yeah, mate, you should have hit him up. Said, mate, we'll just take a third of Saturday's takings.
Easy, simple. Boys, we got anyone going to do...
You are off. Don't talk to me. Just
a send-off?
Beer of the week.
Anything for the send-offs?
No, I actually thought last week was pretty good. I had nothing to send off anyway. I understand the sacking of the coaches aren't exactly ideal, but I don't think I can send that off. I think... As bad a situation it is,
all warranted.
No, we're all warranted. The only thing I can probably send off is the way that Madge Maguire was sacked.
Coach in the morning.
Yeah, so he run them through a training session in the morning when the boys went in for lunch and recovery, and they tapped him on the shoulder and said, thanks for coming. So that was pretty piss weak. But, apart from that, I know they are a dull situation in the week, but, mate, I think it was fairly well warranted.
Mine was the short round, boys, the 4 games. I just didn't know what to do with myself. You know that meme you see on Facebook and stuff of
Randy off South Park sitting there and
of the Narcos, where it's got Pascal Escobar on the swing and sort of just contemplating life. That was me. That was my weekend. I didn't know what to do with myself. Only the 4 games.
Is there any skin left on it or what?
No, she's red raw, bro.
Oh, I'm going to touch on the coaches, and that's the bringing in Brett Comorley. A lot of people disagree with me, but I think that's a bad move.
So he's been coaching in the lower grades for the Tigers there, and they've brought him up only interim at this stage.
He just burnt me years ago with the Origin. I just got a little grudge against him. As a little personal fan. Still. I can hold a grudge, yeah.
Fuck, that was about 15 years ago.
I still remember that.
Maybe you should get him on the show and then you can light him up.
And just calling in now is
Views
Rick Amorley.
will go through the roof.
Very quickly, boys, let's get into our beer of the week. Thanks to the Whitebull Hotel. Now, Berto, I'm going to throw to you because I know you've got a horn. I haven't seen any of it previously.
Just wondering
with this one.
If my can was still at the front, but it's not.
It's the Hawkeye.
There it is, there in front of Chessie boy. Guinness 5. 5.5 because it's a crack top. No, I'm a big fan of your Guinness, your 2 years old, Kilkenny. There's probably a lot of people out there that are near dropping dead, near fainting. A lot of people can't go near it, but it's just something I've got a taste for. Is that the darker sort of beer? Is that?
Yep, we won't go there.
The darker beers. So Kilkenny's not quite as heavy as this sort of stuff, but yeah, something about it.
Does it come with a knife and fork to eat or a spoon to scoop it? Or?
Mate, you're probably not far off it. You almost need a chainsaw to cut through the head of it. But yeah, salt and pepper and whatever else. But yeah, no, this is good. And I tell you what, it's even better on tap. They used to have it at the Grand at back when I was 18,
17,
first 18, yeah. And what they used to, because it took so long to pour and you had to wait for it to settle before they could re-pour it, or maybe they were just bad at pouring it. But there's one for you, Crofty. He was behind the bar, but they used to bring it out to you. So that was
table service.
That was another benefit as well because it take them so long to pour. But yeah, 5 because it's a can top. It's 5.5.
I've only got a graphic for 5, so I'll just be getting 5.
That'll do
on the screen.
People can hear.
Ches, your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, mate. Thanks again, Hawk. I haven't seen Hawkeye for a few weeks. Got a few Hawkeye withdrawals. I cruised through the Whitebull on the weekend actually to get some electrolytes for the weekend, but he wasn't there. This stuff here, same as you, but 2 years old for me is sensational. This isn't far from it. This is just a little bit too full on for me to have a big session on it.
Oh yeah,
it's too thick, I guess. You can't.
She said.
You just can't handle it all night.
Wake up in the morning
with
like
that thickness.
Yeah, you've been laying at the entrance of Edwards.
No, really, really good. Very good in small doses, so a 4.5 for me.
4.5.
5 because
I'll add your extra half on.
There you go. 2 5s.
So 2 5s.
Get on down to the Whitebull Hotel. Great sponsor of the show. Grab yourself a 6-pack of the Guinness or a carton and be very good for the weekend. Full of footy ahead, boys. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and talk some footy the other side of it. Stick around.
Having a bet on sport this week? Top this.
Whether you're into cricket and curling or golf and greyhounds, TopSport will let you on for plenty. And with literally hundreds of markets from your own backyard to the international stage, TopSport has you well covered. So if you want to get the top odds every time, bet with TopSport.
Top that. Download the app today. TopSport. Feel the excitement.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Yep. All right, we're back. We're going to cruise through a few of these footy games. I want to get home nice and early and get the edit finished before the Origin starts. So we're going to just breeze through them. We'll touch on a few a bit more in depth. But first up, boys, we've got the Cowboys up against the Dragons. Friday, 7:55 p.m, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Cowboys are clear favourites here, $1.20, with Dragons being outsized at $4.60. The line is set at 13.5. Pretty big line there. Get the Cowboys at the minus for $1.85 or the Dragons at the plus for $1.95. Cowboys are going to have a few boys backing up from Origin. Dragons, I think, got Benny Hunt. How do you see this one playing out, boys? Dragons, any chance?
Not the way Cowboys have been playing.
No, that's exactly right. It's because of the way the Cowboys have been playing. Ben Hunt backing up. I think he might get about 20 minutes tonight. Probably.
Tariq Sims.
Oh, yeah, Tariq Sims.
Big
too,
Sims.
Sorry. Yeah.
He'll be sore, I reckon.
Oh, he'll have a big night. He'll need to play 80 minutes.
Yeah.
I just think Cowboys are too strong at the moment for the Dragons. Even if they are missing a couple of players, they're just playing out of their skin. Yeah.
Very hard to pick these games, as we spoke about with Tristan, because when we record, we don't know who's going to be injured during Origin or who's going to back up during the weekend. So you're betting, our bets probably, they're a bit of a long shot, I suppose, to start with.
We might have a couple of scratchings.
But the good thing about TopSport, as Tristan just mentioned, is that they'll recalculate and still give you your win if you do get the other 3 or 4 legs up, which is fantastic. So
I think with this game here, if Ruben Cotter backs up and plays, I think for this week he could get over 100 total tackles, I reckon, between the 2 games easy.
He's going to be busy boy tonight. So.
Yeah.
He's got me worried tonight. But anyway, whose multi is this?
This is my multi.
Lads,
So my multi for this, I'm going to go total points over 40.5. Murray Talangi anytime try scorer, and the Cowboys to win 13 plus, and that's $3.49. So I'm going to do two tonight that are going to be good shots, and I'm going to do a little haymaker at the end.
Well, exactly the same as you.
Well, there you
Sort
go.
of.
Yeah. What was your third leg, sorry?
In the middle. So 13 plus.
Cows
13 plus, and that's $3.49.
$3.49 or $39?
49, mate. You listening?
I'm too busy typing, mate. Let's move on to the next game, boys. Check the guide this week too, if you're out there listening, because there's a bit of a mixed up round. No Thursday night, and there's Monday night game as well, so it's all over the place.
Is that because of the? Sorry, cut you off. Sorry. Is that because of the Origin plus the public holiday?
I think so. Yeah. Titans up against the Rabbitohs, boys. Saturday 3 p.m. Seabus Super Stadium up there at the Gold Coast. Head to head, Titans $2.90. Rabbitohs are the favourite here at $1.42. The line is set at 6.5. Titans at the plus for $1.95, or you can get the Rabbitohs at the minus for $1.85. Both teams are struggling for a bit of form, boys. And big news from last weekend, Jaden Campbell is out for about 8 weeks with that hamstring tear. That's a big loss for the Titans, I think. Although AJ Brimson moves back to the fullback here, looking at the team list, and you like that, Berto?
Yeah, that's. I think that's his ideal position. As I've said before, people probably think I battle on a little bit, but AJ Brimson, he's done it. He's proved himself there before. It's not like he's in there as a caretaker role for however long. For example, Jermaine Osako went out a little stint there and he finds himself back on the wing now. AJ Brimson's been there, done it all, survived. But I tell you what, 9 on the trot, I believe the Titans are. So they're 9. They might be 1 from 9, so if they don't win this weekend, they could be close to double digits in a row without a loss.
Win.
Without a win, sorry. I'm looking through their team. I tell you what, Tino's going to back up if he plays. He's going to have a massive game tonight. I don't know. I can't see it working, even though it's at home, which is a shame. Massive loss of Jaden Campbell. I'm going to go to Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Both teams are just on that rule.
Meatloaf.
Well, there's no bat out of hells in these two sides, I tell you. They both just hit a real bad slump, haven't they? And they're very hard to put money on. Because it's a home game for the Titans, I think that makes it a bit more closer for me. They'll have all the supporters up there, but slightly going to have to lean towards the Rabbitohs here, I think.
Multi.
Oh, yeah, my multi. I'm all over the shop here. So, Rabbitohs head-to-head, total points over 44.5. And I'm going to go the South Sydney Rabbitohs to be winning by 3 or more at halftime. $3.88.
Is that 68?
88.
Oh.
$3.88.
Yeah, I just can't see Titans. Having said that, as you said, Rabbitohs are struggling at the moment, but I tell you what, next week or the week after, they'll have Latrell back, and I think they'll be a different side. They'll get that little bit more direction, that little bit more punch, so I think they'll be better for it.
Boys, Saturday 5:30 p.m. Good game here. Roosters up against the Storm. We spoke about it earlier with Tristan. Roosters are $2.70 outside as the Storm $1.47 favourites. The line is set at 5.5. Roosters at the plus for $1.90, or the Storm at the minus, also $1.90. Should be a good game, boys. Hard with the Origin players and not knowing who's going to back up. I think there was 3 out for the Roosters and probably about 4 for the Storm maybe there. How do you see this one? Just on paper, as it stands today, Wednesday before Origin, where's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. It's going to be very, very tough. This should be a real good game. Should be. It's either going to be one of these games where it's going to be a very, very low scoring game because the defense is going to be so tight and solid, or they're both going to have huge scores. Chooks can do them. Definitely can. I got the faith in them, and I'm going to roll with them this week. And there'll be feathers getting ruffled everywhere, I reckon, after tonight's game. The boys will be fired up.
JWH out again this week, still injured, I believe.
Yeah. Hopefully we just don't have any injuries, especially Collins. He'll be one to watch tonight for the Maroons with those head knocks too. So I think if he gets 1 or 2 more of those, this will be his last year, unfortunately. I'm going with the Roosters this week, feeling confident.
I think the Roosters will be good this week. Coming off that loss to the Raiders last week, Chaz, unfortunately, you probably don't want to dwell on the past, but I think the Raiders played really well. I thought they outplayed the Roosters. But having said that, the Roosters were still very strong. You know, that they didn't have that halftime blues. They came out after halftime. They still played a good brand of football. Unfortunately for the Roosters, it was by that time it was a little bit far gone. Joey Manu turned out to be a freak, had over 30 carries last week, over 300 metres. So, Chaz,
like what you were just saying, I'll just jump in before you finish off. Usually, when we get beat, the next game, that's when they come out and
100%.
absolutely fire.
Yep.
And it's sort of like they're the games where I usually put about 3 or 4 try scorers in for them. Because you know they're going to put on a bit of a show. Obviously, I'm going to say it again, depending on the return of Origin players, we'll see what happens there. But if you got fit guys like Teddy and that bouncing straight back from Origin, I reckon they're going to be right up there, and they'll be playing probably a 9 or a 10 out of 10 this weekend.
I'm going to go the market. The market's going to influence me. I'm going to go Melbourne, but it's my multi. I'm going to go Swans to win head to head. Buddy Franklin to kick tonight. So I'm going to go Melbourne head to head. Xavier Coates anytime try scorer. This is the one this is a little different one, and I'm going to go Daniel Tupou if he backs up to score the first try after half time.
Oh, yeah, for the second half.
Yeah, the first try of the second half will be Daniel Tupou. Boys, that is $29.52 large.
Holy guns.
So as I said, I'm gonna so 2 jabs and a right.
Repeat your odds for the listeners out there.
So that's Melbourne head to head. Xavier Coates anytime. Daniel Tupou to score the first try of the second half. That's $29.52.
52, beautiful.
So that's my little George Cambosis.
There's some great markets over at TopSport. Little things like that's fantastic.
You don't realise until you scroll through, so I'll have a little dabble.
Yeah. Next game on Saturday night, boys, should be a cracker too. Broncos up against the Raiders. Saturday, 7:35 up there at Suncorp. Keep an eye out for Tristan on your screens. In a Blues jersey doing a streak.
Shirtless.
Broncos are favourites here, $1.45. Raiders, $2.75. The line is set at 6 flat. Broncos at the minus for $1.90. All Raiders at the plus, also $1.90, boys. Raiders been playing good. I can't. They're my bogey team this year. I backed them, and they lost. I got off them, and they've won. So I don't know what to do this week with them, especially with the Broncos, with Reynolds coming back and how they've been playing. I think I'm going to leave this as far as tipping goes until the day of to see which players are backing up and all that kind of stuff as well.
I think you should back the Raiders because I'm going to back the Broncos. I know.
What happens if it's a draw? I'll tip them for a draw.
Yeah. Canberra have been playing very, very well last 4 weeks. Brisbane, though, especially having Reynolds back, home game. I think that's just going to be huge. Cobbo is going to be fired up. I think he's their danger man. He's our danger man tonight. It'll be him and Ruben Cotter. They'll be the guys to watch on the Queensland side that'll ruffle our guys up a bit. But, I'm going to go Brisbane with a bit of a home ground advantage here.
My only question with Brisbane at the moment is, so I've got 2 questions. The Raiders, can they do it again? Can they put on back-to-back terrific performances? That's my question to them. My question to Brisbane is, with so many players backing up, is that going to be much of an influence and effect to them? But I'm going to go to Raiders. I tipped the Raiders last week. They got me to full round. There was only 4 games in it, but I'm going to stick with the Raiders again this week. I think they played terrific. And I think when you look at it, Katoni Stagg and etc., Cobbo and them boys are going to be backing up. So I'm going to go to Raiders.
Boys, Jordan Rapana's out after that sweet chin music that he put on last week, lashing out with the foot.
Shawn Michaels.
Old heartbreak kid. And a few changes there. But like I said, I'm going to wait till the day off to see who is backing up from Origin. I just read there that, where is it? Kurt Capewell, he's already been going to be rested apparently. So, but things change so much. So between now and then, your Mouldy Chaz?
Yeah, mate, I've gone Brisbane giving Raiders 6 starts. So Brisbane -6, Selwyn Cobbo and Corey Oates any-timers, and that's $4.93.
So your -6 is the line, yeah?
Line bet, yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on. Geez, we're punching through these games this week until Origin's on. Tigers versus Manly, Sunday, 2 p.m, Campbelltown Stadium.
Blindfold.
Tigers, $2.65 here. Manly are the favourites at $1.48. The line is set at 6.5. Tigers at the plus for $1.85. Or you can get Manly at the minus for $1.95. Coachless. Tigers, Brett Kamali taking over as we touched on before. Manly were good last week, I thought, without DCE. They played really strong, even though it was only up against the Warriors. I think they were really good. Olakau'atu was fantastic. Schuster was good. And a few of the other, I think Saab got across for his first try as well.
The
sweating
European
on that.
automobile.
The supercharge has been fucking reignited finally.
Now, there has been talk, boys, that Dane Laurie was going to play this round, but I think he's going to be hold off another week or two.
Yeah, right, yeah. Bigger pitches.
What's the kickoff time for this one again?
2 p.m. on Sunday.
Sunday, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to tip Tigers because they're at home with all the drama. I think they'll bounce back, but no.
Did I say Adam Dewey?
No.
Who did I say?
Dane Laurie.
Adam Dewey.
Adam Dewey.
Adam Dewey. I was reading Dane Laurie on the screen. Adam Dewey. There's talk he was going to return this week, but I think they're going to hold him back for a week or two at least. So, sorry. A bit slow to process.
That's
here.
all right, mate. That's all right. I'll let you off this once. I can't tip Tigers, even though they're at home. I tried to get behind them a couple of weeks ago when they were back at Campbelltown, and I thought that, or it might have been Leichhardt, one of the two, when they the old guard, but didn't even get up for that. So, I can't tip them.
Yeah, they're hard to, that's for sure. My multi boys. No, it's your multi chairs. Sorry.
Mate, I couldn't find a market for this one. I was going to see if the Tigers could throw an intercept pass with Kamali being the coach, but it's not on there. So
I just want you to know that I don't hold a grudge. To me, a grudge is just a place to park your car.
Now, this one, I've gone a nice little three-legger here. Anytime try scorers. Ken Mamalo, Ruben Garrick, and Olakau'atu.
I like Olakau'atu.
Yes, he's
How
a
much?
weapon, and this week he won't score. No, he will. He will score this week.
Put the jinx on him.
$13.71.
Oh, nice. Over the crack the double figures there. I like it. Hopefully that one will get up. Mamalo's probably about the only one that's got a try in him for the Tigers. So
yeah,
struggle street. Boys, next game, Knights up against the Panthers Sunday, 4:05 p.m. McDonald Jones Stadium there at Newcastle. Knights very much outsiders here. $5 if you like the Panthers. $1.18. Line is set at 14.5. Knights at the plus for $1.90. Panthers also $1.90 at the minus. Will be interesting to see how many Panthers players back up. Last year they rested. They very much rested their key players. They got 6 playing. I think you'll find Cleary, Yo, and
Luai.
I don't know if I think Luai might play because I don't know if he'll have too much of an impact in the Origin, and maybe Toto, just given his knee.
I was going to say Toto's just off injury.
I think half of them will be rested. And if that's the case, I think that Knights price comes in a fair bit from $5.
Can you still back them?
Oh, no.
Because they were
I'd be backing them at $5
They
now.
were super impressive without their stars last week. It just shows you their depth.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, they played really well. They played better last week without all the stars than they did this time last year without their stars.
Absolutely.
With Burton and the likes there at the helm. So I think that just goes to show they've had another 12 months playing together. They know the structures, know the systems inside out.
I know they're losing some big names, and they have lost some big names, but I tell you what, their depth is phenomenal.
Yeah. Great little nursery there. Let me just check anything else, boys, in the news there. Kurt Mann returns to the bench here. Your boy Crossland drops to the reserves.
Yeah, where he belongs.
Saifidi Daniel, that is still out. He's going to be replaced by his brother Jacob. And as we said, we're not too sure what's going to happen with the Panthers at this stage, but I reckon about half those Origin players will get rested, to be honest. Your multi again, Ches.
Yeah. Now, it's lucky that the Knights ground got a digital scoreboard. Remember the old school days when they had to put the cards up?
Yeah.
I reckon whoever would have been up there for this game would have been flat out, would have been like a machine gun putting cards up for Panthers.
Might have to get someone from the SCG, the old scoreboard there. They'd be used to doing it for 4 or 5 days.
Panthers are going to smoke it no matter who plays in this game. I've gone Panthers minus 14.5 at the line. Total points over 41.5, and I reckon 40 of those will at least be Panthers. Tail May, Dylan Edwards, Kickow the Hitman, all anytime try scorers, $18.07.
Far out. That's not even that much value for how big it is.
5 legs. Just a little shout out to myself. Got my multi up last week. For those of you playing at home, only had one multi. Got it up. Thank you very much.
Now, for the list, well done too.
Thank you.
Now, for the listeners at home, I messed up last week and set my bets through before the show. I forgot it was a short round. Did you see my Panthers bet?
I did.
I put a Panthers bet on and it would have won.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think if anyone had a Panthers bet last week, it would have nearly won, to be honest. A couple of games to round us out, boys. Warriors versus the Sharks, Sunday, 6:15pm, Moreton Daily Stadium. As you said, Warriors home game, technically there. Head-to-head, Warriors $4.75. The Sharks definite favourites here, $1.19. Line is set at 14.5. Warriors at the plus for $1.90, or the Sharks at the minus, also $1.90. I think that this will be a bloodbath, boys. The Sharks will smell the blood in the water, pun intended, and they'll be circling for some points here. I'm full of them today. Ramian returns from suspension, pushes Connor Tracy out of the 17. As for the Warriors there, Stacey Jones, we touched on before, is interim coach. Josh Curran, I can see he is on the bench in his injury return. They've missed him. They've really missed him. So hopefully he can get a bit of match fitness under his belt and start showing the plays. I think they've really missed his go forward and just his competitiveness. But I think they're returning home next round, boys. Round 15, I think it is. They're back to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Which they need to get back there. Although half the players don't want to move there, or the coach. So.
Yeah.
No, I love New Zealand. It's great.
Next round still at Moreton Daily.
Might be round 16, is it?
Mount Smart Stadium, round 16 against
16.
the Tigers. So the first team to travel over there is the Tigers. So hopefully they get smoked as well. It'd be good to see Josh Curran back, and as you said, get back to some good form, some match fitness, and hopefully pick up where he left off before he was hurt, because he was playing some really good football. And we all of us touched on it watching the All Stars game, how well he played there, and we all predicted that this dude's going to have a good season, and so far so good. So it'd be good to get him back. Unfortunately, at that price and how good the Sharks are playing, even though they're sixth, I can't touch the Warriors.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'd like to see the Warriors play well, but don't mind the Warriors. Love Stacey Jones back in the day. And I wonder after a couple of weeks if we'll see their kicking game change slightly as well. I wonder if he'll have a bit of his old experience influence to what he used to do as well.
Well, I don't know if he wasn't an assistant, but he was a trainer. He used to run water and stuff for him.
He's been up in the coach's box last few weeks with Brownie, I've seen, yeah.
Oh, well, he's out of the frost, out of the cold then now. How good's that?
They might have known it was coming, so they've shifted him up there to get a few pointers, get
Bleed
the
him.
bird-eye view. My multi, boys, I believe. I'm going the Sharks minus 14.5 at the line here. I think they'll cover that quite easily. Over 42.5 points. Sione Katoa and Talakai will score a try each there. $6.31. $6.31. Little 4 legs. Last game to round us out, boys. Bulldogs versus the Eels. I just said to Ches earlier, geez, the Bulldogs get that last game of the round a lot.
Yeah, the Sunday.
They've had it about 8 times this year.
Used
Monday.
to be the Raiders, now it's the Dogs.
Monday, 4 p.m. As I said, check your guides. Monday being the public holiday, 4 p.m. Accor Stadium. Bulldogs $5.50. If you like the Eels, $1.15, almost unbackable. The line is set at 15.5. And the Bulldogs here at the plus for $1.90, or the Eels at the minus for $1.90. Also, boys, Sevo is returning. Good to see him back. Hopefully, he's been playing a couple of weeks, I think, in Reggie's.
So he's played
match fitness.
He's played 3 weeks in reserve grade. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he's up there around 7 tries in 3 games or something like that. So coming off a hat trick from the weekend and 2 braces. So he's playing good football, and good to see him back. Depending on how fit he is, BA's giving him that little bit extra too, and it's good to see Sean Russell too. I believe will be playing as Parramatta's 18th man as the replacement back after his attempted murder, busted ribs and lung. But it's one of those things every year, regardless of how the Bulldogs are playing or where the Bulldogs are on the table, where Parramatta are on the table. This is always a monster game against the Dogs. There's that history from the 80s. Very similar to the Manly side. Every time we play them, it always turns out. if only there was the biff, I can guarantee there'd be biff in this game. There's always a bit of niggle and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see how Reid Marnie plays. It's the first time he's played against the Dogs since signing with the Dogs. It'd be interesting to see how he goes and whether he wants to inflict a little bit on him before he turns for him. I'm an honest punter. If I know Parramatta's going to lose, I won't tip him, but I'm going to tip Para. I'm not sure about the line. That's my only question.
Yeah,
Big 15.5.
these 3 last games are just absolutely whitewashes for me. I'm going to take all 3 of them as a multi, all 13 pluses. Parramatta's going to kill them. I can't see the Dogs doing much at all, unfortunately. They've been playing a very good first half footy.
Well, they had their chance to do something last week.
Yeah. They've been playing very good first half footy. Last week's the best, I think, that I've seen them play for 80 minutes. But as soon as that halftime whistle blows, they just switch off a bit or something. Don't know whether they get white line fever and start to tense up a bit or just don't execute finish as well. But that kick that Burton put through for the Fox,
Nice
that
early.
was amazing.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was good. Good
But,
footy. That's why they need more of that stuff.
Yeah, but I think Parramatta's way too strong this week. Way too strong.
Yeah, me too. My multi, Eels head-to-head. Sevo to get across in his return, and Big Papa Leahy also to get
Isaiah.
across the line. Yeah, I like Isaiah. Good player. $6.58, 3 legs. Like it.
I reckon there'll be a bit of Sean Lane action this
Oi,
week too.
come on, Laney. He's the next doggy, so it'd be good.
All right, boys, let's jump into the Guru's bet. He missed the mark last week, but we'll give him a pass mark. He does have a Origin bet live at the moment as we record, so we'll give you the results of that next week as well. He's got a bit of everything here, so it's going to take me a bit of a time to just adjust my glasses and read through it. But let's have a look at what he's got here, boys. He's gone Eels -5.5 at the line, plus 39.5 total points in that same game. Dragons +19 at the line. Now, these are alternate lines as well, not the set lines on the market. Yep. You can go in the TopSport and get the alternate lines. Panthers -7.5 line, and Sharks -5.5 at the line. Again, alternate as well. So I'll recap. In the Eels game, he's got Eels -5.5 at the line, plus over 39.5 points. Dragons +19 at the line. Panthers -7.5 at the line. And Sharks -5.5 at the line. $5.06.
There's more line in that than Ches lost at Yammer fishing that time.
I was going to say more line in that than you at the Gold Coast, but they won't go there.
Sure.
So, yeah, $5.06 there. So he's got a bit of everything, but that's the Guru. He goes hunting for some value. Some of these markets, half the punters out there probably wouldn't even know what are, but go looking through that TopSport app. Some great markets and get yourself on that too. It's up on the screen if you want to screenshot it as well, because you might need to. Anything else before we wrap up, boys? I'm keen to get home
the Blues.
and get this edit happening.
Come on, boys. Go the Blues.
Don't think so. Don't forget to put your tips on.
We still got the knockout comp going,
yes,
I
we
think.
do.
I think there's only one or two people got knocked out the first round this week, and it wasn't me, so I'm happy about that.
Very good.
Oh, we need to do our monthly winner for May, which we'll do next week because we don't have time to do it now. Our monthly winner for our tipping comp.
I can hear the beers already.
Yeah, I can hear the hour-long edit I've got to do. We're going to go enjoy Origin. It'll be all done and dusted, hopefully with a Blues victory by the time this comes out. And enjoy the footy this weekend. If you do gamble so responsibly. And don't eat your soup with a fork. We'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye.